Hey everybody, Thomas, your GM here. I wanted to start by thanking you all for listening to our podcast. A little forewarning up front, we have some audio issues at the start of the podcast, but as we go, our recordings do get a lot better and cleaner. Apologies for some of the scuff earlier on. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the show. Toodles!
Hello to everybody listening. Thank you for joining us. This is our first outing, so it's very exciting. Allow me to introduce myself. Hello, I am your host and game master, rabble rouser, storyteller, whatever you want to call me. My name is Thomas Kirkendall. I will be running our little adventure here and telling our story with my awesome friends here with me today. Very excited. Let's just go through and introduce everybody. I'm going to go through here alphabetically. Alex, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Alexander Kirkendall, and I'm not sure exactly how you would like me to introduce myself, but that's my name, and here I am.
All right. That was good. Daedra, you're up next.
Hi, my name is Daedra Rude. I am a person that really enjoys other, tabletop podcasts. I've been listening to a lot of them at work lately, and I just really enjoy playing tabletops, and the whole, idea of interactive role play is always just been a blast. So really excited to be here, and I can't wait to jump into our characters.
And I'm happy that you're here. I'm happy that you're all here. Tristan, bring us home.
Yes, it is I, Tristan. Tristan Riley, and I am just a big tabletop enthusiast. I've been playing tabletop RPGs for about 10 years now, and just really excited to be a part of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose that makes sense to give a little bit of self-explanation on what got you into gaming as a self-introduction rather than my panicked ass.
It's okay. It happens to the best of us. I get it.
We are getting used to it.
I was suddenly on the spot, and I was like, "Oh fuck!"
It's okay. It's our first time doing it. It's all good.
It's been a while since I've done any public performance.
I pooped.
I pooped. Okay.
I'm so nervous. I just pooped.
I threw up.
Always get nervous before a game.
It's just like Alex standing in the doorway. Mom, I threw up.
Oh man.
Game master, I threw up.
Oh no.
It's gonna be okay, buddy.
Yeah. So obviously I as well am a big lover of tabletop RPGs. I've done improvised theater for many years. So obviously this is a passion of mine. Role-playing games are very much a passion of mine that have always meant a whole lot to me. I've been playing tabletop RPGs all my life, ever since I was a wee little lad. And I was introduced to the games, starting with D&D 3rd edition by my father, who basically made me the nerd I am today, which I will forever be grateful for. So if you're listening to this, love you, Dad.
A great man.
He really is. I love him. Welcome. We're about to embark on a fun, fantastical adventure. So today we're going to be using the Easy D6 system, created by the legendary Scotty McFarland, or DM Scotty. It's a very minimal system. It's a lot like, D&D and other systems, but it's more simplified, which we wanted to go for this. Something less rules or mechanics heavy, so we can more focus on the interplay between the players and the world, the characters and the story. I'm a very narrative-focused storyteller / GM, so I'm going to be really focusing on those aspects of the podcast. There's going to be a lot of story focus. I'm not so much interested in the bogged down complexity of the mechanics of a game system. So we're going to play a little fast and loose for the sake of fun.
Yeah, and it'll be nice, like, later on when we actually start having fans and they're not like, well, actually, that's not how you use that rule.
But you're not adding your proficiency bonus to your attack rolls.
You're playing the game wrong, and I'm going to be mad about it.
There's always going to be somebody mad about something.
It's true. It's true.
As the saying goes, gamers will optimize the fun out of any game. And that includes rules as written for a lot of
hold on. As a rules man myself,
internet.
I do like me some rules, but for this, I'm going to be very sort of loose on.
Oh no, it's already begun.
I know.
The bickering has begun.
Actually,
We're already fighting. Oh no.
It's
Boys.
doomed.
it's all falling apart.
Mom, come pick me up.
I'm scared.
I don't want to be here anymore. All right. I threw up.
Can't we all just get along?
Let us begin. We open on a shot of Seattle, Washington. A fog has rolled in off the morning water. Ships are moving in and out of the port, and the morning traffic is busily making its way throughout the city towards its work. People are heading to their jobs for the day, and it's, bustling, people moving across the streets and making their way, to wherever their destination leads them. And it's a classic muggy morning in Seattle. Overcast and gray skies, very humid, a bit cold. A classic Pacific Northwestern day. And we open on this shot of the city and people going back and forth on their day to day. And we move across this cityscape and arrive to a suburb right outside the city. Look kind of like a gated community looking place with like nice little houses and cars and nice lawns and well-kept streets as we move towards the Ryan household. And we pan through a window into a bedroom. I would love for you to describe what this bedroom looks like.
So, this bedroom has posters of different football players from the Seattle Seahawks. It's got a 12-man flag up on the wall. And, just like football trophies like hanging up on the wall shelves. And it seems like a very stereotypically high school jock's bedroom where, got the TV and the PlayStation for playing FIFA and like Madden, all those sports games. Those are the only games that his dad lets him play. And Chad's just sitting on his computer at the moment.
He buys the new FIFA game every year.
And Chad's just sitting on his computer at the moment. Supposed to be studying for his football plays, so that way he knows like who to pass to and like where everybody's gonna run. And instead, he's actually watching anime.
Good lad.
All right, gotcha. Is there a particular genre that Chad is a fan of? Like, what kind of anime?
Definitely he's definitely into like the slice of life kind of anime at the moment.
God, he's got like K-On! On there in 4K.
Yeah, definitely.
He's just watching Komi-san Can't Communicate in high definition Blu-ray.
Just nodding like, yeah, I like this. Okay, so you're just kind of kicked up in your room. You're supposed to be studying. You're a senior. You're getting ready to graduate and go to college. You're in your last sort of. I would describe it as like your last sort of like sprint in high school towards the finish. It's been like finishing up projects. You got your last exams and everything. So it's it's kind of the end of an era for you. You're the end of your high school era. Instead of studying for that exam, we find Chad just kicked up watching some fun anime on his laptop in his room. And I imagine you like get your feet up and you're just kind of lean back in your chair and you're just kind of vibing.
Yeah.
And it's at that moment that you hear kind of a heavy knock at your door, and you hear, "Hey, sport, I'm coming in."
I'll tap. Just like hitting the keyboard furiously, trying to hide what they're watching.
As you're doing that, the door opens and your father steps in, Craig Ryan, a man in his late 40s, early 50s. He has, a baseball cap with your high school team's, logo on it. Very much like, supporting you in your athletic career. He's also got like a t-shirt with a Metallica logo across the top front of it. And he's also got jean shorts and New Balances. Looks like he's probably heading out. He's also got his coat under his arm. And he's kind of stepping into the room. And he looks over and he goes, "Hey, I was going to go order some takeout for dinner tonight. Did you want anything?"
Yeah, I'll get some, got sushi takeout? Get some sushi? Sushi sounds really good.
Sushi, I'm not. I'm getting American food,
Oh, God. Okay.
We're thinking about pizza maybe. If you got like a prefer you want, like a topping you want.
Yeah, I'll get some Hawaiian pizza.
He kind of rolls his eyes and goes, "All right." And he kind of comes over and he goes, "Hey, how's your homework going? How's that working out for you?"
Going great. Going good. Just there's just a blank word page just with the blank. Working real hard on it.
Hey, he puts his hand on your shoulder. He's like, "I want to let you know I'm proud of you. You got into that big university down in Colorado, and I think you're going to do great down there. And I'm always here to support you. So if you need to talk, you can always let me know. All right, kid."
All right, thanks, Dad.
Yeah, no problem. Pats your back. Now, he points at the page. You finish that up, all right?
All right, sounds good.
I want you to have at least a first draft done by dinner.
Oh, okay. Sure. Sounds good.
So you got an hour. And then he throws his coat on and looks over, opens the door, and he goes, "Susan, I'm leaving!" As he walks out down the stairs loudly.
Oh, that's 10 pages, but sure, I'll get 10 pages done in an hour. No problem.
Just caps lock and hold the A key for 10 pages.
It's 10 pages.
Just a little GH right at the end there.
As you kind of lean forward at your desk and give a sigh, you hear another voice at the door, and you just hear, "You're gonna get in trouble." As you see Peony, your sister, kind of lurking in the doorway.
Get in trouble for what, Peony?
I don't know. She's wearing, jeans, a hoodie. Her hair is done up in a ponytail, and she's got her phone out. And your sister's around 11, 12, right?
Mm-hmm.
So she's giving you this kind of raised eyebrow look, and she just goes, "Well, you better start typing or you're not going to get dinner and Dad's going to be mad." And then she walks past the doorway out of sight.
I look over at her. I'm like, "Oh, your dad's going to be mad. Oh, you do."
She leans back in. She's just like, "I'll tell on you. I'll say you're being mean to me again." And then she'll walk off.
Oh, God, the younger sibling privilege.
And then she walks out of sight. And just as you resituate yourself to get back to writing, your door opens your door's already been half open, but somebody else steps into the entrance to your room, and you see,
"Oh my God, what?"
You see your mom, who raises an eyebrow when you say that. She's wearing,
sorry, Mom.
Also kind of a t-shirt. She's also wearing jean shorts like your dad. You swear they wear the same outfit with the same fucking band tees. And she's also got her hair done up in a ponytail. And she's got a laundry basket under her arm. And she looks at you and she's like, "I'm doing laundry. Do you have your basket up? Do you need anything? I'm going to go down to get it all cleaned out."
"Oh, yeah, I've just got a couple of shirts and stuff. So yeah, sure, I'll give you that." And I go over to my hamper and I grab the things that need to get washed and I hand them to her. "Really, thanks, Mom. I really appreciate it."
She kind of looks at you and she goes, "What's wrong? You look a little tense, sweetie."
"Oh, just I don't know what to write for my paper. I've got 10 pages and then Dad asked me to get it done by dinner and I haven't started yet."
She just rolls her eyes and she goes, "That man, I swear. Listen, I'll talk to him. Don't you worry about it. You work on it as much as you feel comfortable. You can do the rest tonight. You got the whole night to do it. In fact, you have the whole weekend to do it."
"Oh, that's true. You're not wrong."
Yeah, so don't worry about it, honey. It's all right.
Thanks, Mom."
"Yeah, no problem." And she kind of pats the side of your face and gives you a kiss in the forehead. And then she goes, all right, well, I'm going to go take these down. Don't let your sister bother you. She just like pats you on the shoulder. I know she's at that age.
I know. She's a handful.
She smiles, gives you a shoulder, a little squeeze, and she's saying, you weren't at that age?
Oh, no, I definitely was.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm going to go take...
I liked lighting things on fire. It was a problem.
Don't remind me. I am so glad you're done with that phase. Whew. Gonna give your poor mother a heart attack. And then she kind of like pats you on the shoulder.
I mean, Dad really liked fireworks, and it was just, I thought it was fun, and then the post office caught fire. I don't know what happened. It was terrifying.
I remember well. All right. She kind of pats your shoulder and she says, okay, well, I'm going to take these down. Don't worry about your dad. I'll talk to him.
Thanks, Mom.
No problem. I've been married to that man for 18 years. I know how to talk to him.
Thanks, Mom.
And she walks out of the room, disappears, shuts the door behind her, leaving you kind of standing in your room alone.
I'm just imagining like 7 or 8 year old Chad giving a primal screech as he lights the third backyard trash fire in that same week as his mother charges out of the back door.
No, it was Roman Candle Wars.
Oh
Roman
no.
Candle Wars.
Oh no. But here you are, Chad, in your room on your own.
Well, got the whole weekend. Guess I can get back to watching my anime.
Just one more episode.
just one more. Clicks that next button. So yeah, you go and kick your feet back up. We move away from this house to downtown Seattle early in the morning at a local coffee shop called Cloud Cup, as we see a smiling young man turn towards a customer and hand them a cup and give him a wide old grin. Tristan, I would like you to introduce your character.
Yes, ma'am. That's Sonny. Just call me Sonny.
Could you give me a full description of your character?
Well, he's got, dirty blonde hair. It's kind of curly. It's like shoulder length, but he keeps it tucked under his handy dandy cloud cup cap. And he's got baby blue eyes that kind of sparkle when the sunlight comes through the windows and hits him. Rather tall, about 5'10", and just real excited to be there doing his job.
So yeah, you're big old friendly guy as usual, giving a big old wide smile as you hand your the recent purchase to a customer, a older lady in her 50s. She takes the cup and she goes, "Thank you very much, handsome," and then she takes the cup and leaves a tip in the jar and walks off. Your supervisor, Mike, who's got kind of like a goatee and a bit of stubble, nice slick back black hair, wears sort of the Cloud Cup apron and slacks and a button-up. He kind of dresses in a way that, shows he wants to be the manager, but he hasn't, earned it, and he's very much trying to present himself. Dress for the job you want. Mm. And some people find Mike a little abrasive. You're, though, Sonny, a pretty friendly guy, and so he doesn't bother you that much. But he can be a bit much for some people. He kind of walks over and he says, "Hey, I'm about to go on my 15. Can you manage the counter on your own?"
Of course. Of course I can.
All right, sounds good. Pats you on the shoulder.
Didn't you already take your 15 today?
I get multiple 15s, Sonny.
Right. I just thought you already took your other 15s too. But
he kind of gives you a look, and then he just says, "I'll be back." And he says, maybe you can go on your break once I'm back. So anyway, thank you for your hard work. Keep at it. And he walks past you into the back.
Right. Of course. Not a problem.
And from the front desk you hear, hello, can I get, you got anything sweet with pumpkin in it? And you turn around to see, you see your girlfriend Lucy, long blonde hair, wearing sort of like a jacket. Also, she's wearing kind of like slacks and like a button up. Looks like she's on her way to work. And she's kind of leaning over the counter looking at you with like kind of a smirk on her face.
Well, I've had quite a few pumpkin spice lattes myself today, so
Uh-huh.
I've got plenty of that for you.
Make it a large. It's going to be a long day, I think.
Of course. Coming right up, Sweet Pea.
She gives you a wink, and as you're doing that, she kind of looks over. Not a lot of people in. It's still early in the morning, and then she kind of looks over and she says, "How you doing? You look a little tense."
It's just, and he looks around real quick, make sure, no one's really listening. Mike's not around.
Not looming.
Yeah, it's just Mike again. He's real fond of taking more breaks than he should, but doesn't matter. It's not like we're real busy anyway.
Kind of gives a understanding smile, and she says, "Hey," and she kind of reaches across the counter and runs her hand like along your arm and kind of gives your hand a squeeze, and then leans back, and she says, "I'm gonna be working a little late tonight, so you don't have to worry about dinner, but you could order something or pick something up, but yeah, I won't be back until like around 10 probably."
Oh, all right. You want me to save you something?
I mean, you could. I'm probably gonna get something later for lunch, but if you want to say something, you could. But I'm gonna be pretty tired when I get back.
All right. Well,
You
you just hang in there, and I give her a kiss on the cheek and say, "Here's your latte."
Thank you very much. Here, I have a tip for you. And she leans forward and gives you just a sweet but gentle kiss upon the mouth. And she says, "There's your tip." And then she leans back with the coffee and gives you a little wink and kicks up her foot as she turns and heads towards the door. As she steps out and makes her way out and gives a little wave from, outside the shop before walking down the street, you see another customer sitting not too far off at one of the table, kind of an older guy. He's wearing kind of like a heavier coat, and he's got like a muffin and a coffee and a little laptop. He's kind of sitting in the back. He kind of looks over at you and gives you kind of like a nod with a smirk, and then goes back to what he's doing.
I just kind of am like a little embarrassed, nod back, and then pretend to be busy, like stacking cups. Like, God damn, I don't know what she sees in me.
And as you're sort of doing this, Sonny, you stop for a moment and kind of look out the window as you see the door open and some customers start to pour in. It looks like the morning rush is just starting to get going.
I look around for Mike.
Still not back.
Well, here we go.
You turn.
And, force a smile.
Service with a smile. The scene shifts to someone else opening their eyes in a dark room, and as an alarm begins to blare next to a bed where a figure lays, their eyes half open blurrily as we hear the beep, beep, beep of an alarm clock. Alex, would you like to introduce your character?
He gives a low, annoyed groan as he rolls over and turns the alarm off after getting maybe 4 or 5 hours of sleep. And just sort of rolls back onto his back and rubs his eyes. I really have to stop doing that to myself. Oh well, here we go. And he rolls out of bed and stands up, bleary-eyed, just a t-shirt and underwear, with his hair that he never combs, but is somehow like that perfect shaggy chic look. Just whenever he does anything, it's outrageous how perfect his hair is. It has no right to be that way. He has about mid-neck length, sort of tousled brown hair, brown eyes, little bloodshot from the lack of sleep, sort of about average height, and he begins to dress himself in his usual style, which is very dark academia casual, so slacks, sort of darker colored socks. He usually wears a button-up or a knitted sweater. Today, what's the weather today? A little warmer?
Gray overcast.
Okay, well, temperature-wise,
it's that time of year where it's kind of like it's not cold, but it's like almost there. It's overcast.
All right.
It's like
he'll put on a sort of.
It's like in between winter and spring, or in between autumn and winter.
I would say winter and spring, kind of like beginning of the year.
He'll put on a cream-colored button-up with his sort of tan slacks and a light brown sweater vest.
From your door, you hear this little like these little scratchy noises.
Oh, and who might that be, I wonder, if it's not all of you simultaneously? And he is going to open the door and see which of his many cats has come calling.
There are 5 cats sitting outside your door, and they all start meowing.
You're an old cat, man.
They all start meowing in unison as soon as you open the door and running around, rubbing your legs and moving in circles.
Hello, my darlings. Yes, one moment. I understand that you haven't been fed in possibly 30 minutes after you just ate and you are starving to death.
One of them stands up and places their paws on your leg and gives a loud meow.
I will pick them up because they are very insistent, and I will carry them to the kitchen as I go to feed them.
As the other 4 scurry following you in your wake.
Come along now, children. It's breakfast time.
You enter into the kitchen in the morning, carrying one of the cats with the other 4 chasing after you. Just for funsies, what are the names of your 5 cats?
Well, let's see. We have Michelangelo, Galileo. We have let's see, Socrates. They're all named after various writers or philosophers. One of them is Shakespeare. One of them shall be Henry.
You step into the room carrying your cat with your herd of kitties, and you see your father currently sitting at the counter looking at a newspaper. He's already kind of dressed up for the day and ready to head out. Remind me, what is your father's name?
I did not give him a first name. He is in my backstory as young Mr. Bancroft.
He should have one.
No, he is now middle-aged Mr. Bancroft.
Oh, he's not young anymore, that's for sure. Yeah, can you give me a name for him?
Let's go with Bartholomew.
Oh, boy.
He's very British.
Oh, boy. All right, well...
Just like Bart.
Your father, Bartholomew, is looking at a newspaper. He's got like a piece of toast he's finishing, and he's sort of looking over, and he kind of lowers the newspaper and looks up, and he goes... good morning, Rob. I'm about to head out here in a second. There's some eggs, he gestures over to the counter, for you. Lauren already had to leave. I'm going to be heading out here in a minute, so you're going to have the house to yourself. He folds up the newspaper.
Good morning to you too, Father. Another editorial meeting, I presume.
Yes. I'll be back before too long. I don't think it's a long meeting today, but early start as usual, so I'll be heading out. Your mother will be back... I think I'm picking her up later, so we'll probably be back around the same time.
Where's the little menace? He says, referring affectionately to his rambunctious younger sister.
I think she's already gone off to school for the day. It's the last day of school for the week.
Oh, right. It is that time again, isn't it?
Yes. About that, would you mind picking her up? I don't know if your mother and I will be out of work before she needs to get picked up, so if you wouldn't mind going and picking her up, that would be really helpful.
Of course. Now, I'll have to feed these little demons before they eat me.
Sounds good. He stands up and he goes, also, I got a package for you. He walks over to, removes it from the counter where he was sitting, he steps over and hands it to you. Came in the mail today, addressed to you.
Ah, wonderful.
And he hands what looks like a big, kind of like those big, thick paper envelope things, but it's bigger than you would expect, and it's very thick and heavy. And it's addressed to you.
Curious. All right, well, thank you for letting me know.
Right, off I go. Off I pop.
Good luck in your meeting.
Of course. Throws a finger gun at you and strides out the door.
I am going to feed my cats and eat some breakfast and go over my online communications.
You can see a bunch of new sales of your game, which, by the way, would you like to introduce your main passion as you're looking through some emails?
Yes. My character is an avid writer and programmer and game designer. So very long hours spent hunched over his computer, puzzling out endless lines of code and having headaches.
You are currently looking through some emails, and we see a page that you move over to. And the page says, August Mythos, the Alabaster Court. And we see a very fancy homepage for what appears to be an indie game with a bunch of reviews at the bottom with high praise, calling it, an indie game of the year and many other like high praises of it.
Well, I'm glad they like it. When is the next update scheduled? I check my calendar for that real quick before I head back into correspondence with artists and editors and things as I finish my breakfast. Before then, rinsing my plate and putting it in the dishwasher, and then turning back to this strange envelope. Well, suppose I have nothing better to do, and I'll sit down at the table and open it up.
You open up the package, sort of rip the paper, move the bubble wrap to the side, and there is a single object, no papers or anything, a single object within. What looks like a metal case around like a glass screen. It looks kind of like a tablet, but there are no buttons. It's just a square of metal with a glass center, like a screen.
I sort of turn it over in my hands, confusedly.
It's smooth to the touch, and the metal is so smooth and polished, it's reflective on the other side.
I will tap the screen lightly to see if anything happens.
Immediately, the screen lights up.
Oh, here we go.
And what you see is sort of a rotating circular symbol, almost like a loading symbol. And it looks like some sort of strange, like three mountains with two mountains on either side and a mountain in the middle that looks a little taller. And I will actually say, for the sake of fun, for your first roll, we're going to have our first roll tonight. I'm going to have you make kind of like a roll here to see if you can discern something about the symbol. And you have two aspects here called Master of the Digital Arts or the Digital Language and Detail Oriented.
Yes.
In this instance, I think Detail Oriented would actually apply. So I'm going to give you a boon to this. So you're going to roll 2d6 and take the higher one.
Nice. Boon roll.
What'd you get?
Hold on. I got a 6.
Ooh, success. So you take a look at this screen with this rotating loading symbol with sort of like these three mountains, two smaller ones and one in back. And even though it's very stylized, it almost looks like an A and an M sort of over top of each other.
All right. Do I recognize that logo?
No, but it does appear almost to be like a stylized A and M.
This is awfully suspicious. I'm going to start looking for other identifying marks on the tablet as it's loading up.
Eventually, the symbol that's rotating stops, and then it slowly fades out as the screen takes on a slight bluish hue.
You're not a bomb, are you?
No, it just blue screen. It has to restart now.
Ah, shit.
And
New technology. It's got a lot of bugs.
then one of your cats hisses and runs out of the room.
That's not a good sign. I'm going to sort of gingerly push it slightly away, and I'm like, what's wrong, Galileo?
You see the screen bends in on itself and begins to drop away. The square spins into the air and begins to expand with a whirring buzzing noise.
I think I should leave, and I am going to get up. I am going to try and make like my cats and leave the room.
You find your body plucked into the air.
Oh, fuck!
And pulled backwards into the opening. And then just like that, with a flash of light, Robert is gone.
I've been man-napped.
Well,
Chad. We see Chad lean back and stretch and kind of crack his back as he steps up from his chair. And
Gotten a whole 20 words written in my essay.
you stand up, you crack your neck, and you're kind of standing looking at your computer screen. And at that moment, there's another knock at your door. Hey, nerd.
Yeah?
Yeah, you're a nerd.
I'm not a nerd. I'm a big tough football player that's actually getting a scholarship. So pretty sure that's not nerdy.
The door opens and your sister leans in. She's like, I can tell Mom that you spend all your day watching cartoons.
It's not cartoons. It's anime. Get it right.
Whatever. And she holds up what appears to be a thick paper envelope. And she goes, this came in the mail and it was addressed to you. Maybe it's from school. I don't really know. Mom told me to bring it to you.
Huh.
Uh-huh. And
Weird.
she kind of
Okay.
like tosses it at you and then shuts your door.
Thanks. Okay, well, that's kind of weird. And then Chad, his devilishly handsome face, sits down, scratches his chin a bit, and then starts opening the package. And what do I see?
You see what appears to be a tablet. The screen then lights up, and we see the rotating symbol in the middle, just like the one that Robert had saw moments earlier.
This is like a new console. I remember signing up for a beta a while ago, but fun. Huh.
You are kind of like
This is
staring at the rotating symbol.
Interesting.
Why don't you give me a roll, Sam? I don't think you have a boon for this, though.
Oh, no, I am absolutely clueless with how technology works, other than being tech savvy enough to like make computers work and like play games and stuff, but definitely not enough to like understand. But I got a 4.
4. It looks kind of like something. Maybe like 2 letters. It's hard to make out. You're not really a detail-oriented guy.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like one of those cool, fancy logos, like from Last Imagination, your favorite game series.
Oh, I wonder if this is like a new this is like a new game or something. Am I getting to test a new game? Oh, this is awesome. Oh, I'm so excited, dude. This is gonna be so cool. I can't wait to tell my friends.
Just then, it stops, and the screen turns a hue of blue.
Okay. Start tapping on the screen. I'm like, all right, did it crash?
Suddenly, the screen begins to fall away in on itself. Almost like a hole opening up and it infinitely expanding down into itself.
Okay, this doesn't seem right. This is weird.
And then it flips up into the air and begins to spin.
What?
And just like with Robert, you are lifted into the air and pulled into the opening.
Oh fuck! I forgot to alt tab my anime.
No, not my wife.
Hand outstretched towards your computer.
Fuck!
And you.
Oh shit, he fucking dead.
Got suckered.
And then in a flash of light, Ryan is gone. Chad has disappeared.
I got 2 first names. It's gonna be real hard, guys.
I know, Morty. It's already happening. We cut back to Sunny. Sunny, you've just finished up your shift from work. You've put on your coat and you have walked out. And you are walking down the street back to your apartment. Quickly make your way up the stairs. The elevator is still in repair, so you can't take it. You have to take the manual way to get to your room. And you have to go up several stories of stairs, but you're used to it at this point. And you eventually get to the door and throw it open and step inside, begin to walk down the hall towards you and Lucy's apartment. And as you go to unlock the door, you look down and you notice a package laying on the floor in front of the door.
Lucy, another Amazon package. Pick it up. Probably realize it's not from Amazon this time.
Yeah, it looks just to be it looks like it's addressed to you, not her.
Oh. Do I see who it's from?
No, there is no sender.
Okay, this has got to be a scam. I rip it open.
Do you go into the apartment first, or you do it outside?
Yeah, well, I probably would go in first. Go and sit on the couch or something.
Yeah, you unlock the door, step in, flip on the lights. We see a very modest apartment. It's like a 1-bedroom apartment with like a kitchenette and like a little living room area and like a single bathroom. It's very small, but
very small, but somewhat but cozy, I think.
Cozy, yeah. It's definitely not the worst apartment you could have, but it's definitely not amazing either.
Yeah, I go into the living room, probably throw my shoes off, lay back on the couch, put my feet up. On the coffee table, probably nearby, there's like a picture, family photo of Sonny with his 2 brothers, younger brothers, and his dad from a few years ago. Some horses and a barn in the background. And there's like on one wall, there's like a huge just Middle Earth map with like different tacks on like, the places that he would, visit if he could actually go there. And then there's like a little jar with, trip to the Shire, like to go to that, real Shire place in New Zealand and go through that tour. And there's like, a few $20 bills in there. And so, yeah, he just kicks back and takes a little mini letter opener, probably off, which is like a mini version of Aragorn's sword, Anduril, in The Lord of the Rings. And he just like stabs the package with it and rips it open. Yeah, and I just like, feel around in there, take it out.
You open it up, rip it open, and you remove that same looking metal pad with a glass screen, which then lights up with that symbol rotating in the middle.
I didn't even hit the button or anything. I like kind of turn it over.
You do not see any buttons on it.
Weird. Fancy little doodad.
Can you also make me a d6 roll? No boons or anything. Just a regular flat roll to see if you notice anything.
6.
Okay. Like Robert, you also notice that the symbol in the center almost appears to be like an A and an M that are overlapping.
AM? Some like morning news show promotion? What are they trying to get me into here?
And then the screen takes on a bluish hue, like before, as the logo fades.
Oh my god. It's like Sting! Whoa. Are there orcs nearby? Wait, no.
It begins to sit for a moment, and you're kind of looking at it. And then, just like before, we see the screen fall away into itself, like an infinite hole.
Ah! I drop it.
You let it go, and before it hits the ground, it falls a few feet and then spins up into the air and begins to spin and expand.
Oh, crap. I dive off the other end of the couch and try to take cover.
As you dive, you stop in the midair, mid-dive, and begin to float backwards into the opening.
Uh-oh. My last thoughts before I go through is like, Lucy, I'm sorry I didn't get you anything for dinner.
And then you are hurled backwards, and in a flash of blue light, you're gone. We see a kaleidoscope of colors, like a massive rotating tunnel filled with lights and shapes that don't make any sense. It's a cacophony of visual stimulation. You see rotating shapes of nonsense, abstract colors, just things that you can't quite comprehend or fully make out, as we see 3 lights falling through that kaleidoscope. Falling down, 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 like comets. And as they fall, one light flies past the 3, up towards where they came from, and whizzes by as the other 3 plummet down into an ocean of color and splash into those waters and disappear beneath the surface.
I've been squid napped.
Now, I would like you all to roll me a d6 and tell me who gets the highest.
I did not.
Well,
I got a 1.
Both me and Tristan tied, so I think we can re-roll.
yeah. Oh my god.
Okay, what are the odds of that? What are the fucking odds of that? We both rolled 5s again.
Oh my
You guys
God.
need to stop.
They did it
You guys
again.
keep
Oh my god! Are you
3
serious?
5s in a row.
You both keep rolling 5s. You need to
man.
stop this.
5.
Okay.
Okay, Tristan got it. Triple
Okay.
5s. That's fucking
He
insane.
keeps rolling 5s, baby. All right.
Oh man.
All right. Sunny is first. Sunny, your eyes snap open. You are laying on cold stone on your back, looking up at the ceiling.
Where the hell am I?
And you immediately sit up, groaning. You see there's sort of a fog or a mist around all of you that's sort of like around you that's sort of like dying down, like as if like there was like an explosion or something like that, and the dust is kind of settling. And you see 2 other figures laying on the ground next to you as you kind of rub your eyes and look up. And you're in a large cathedral-like building. There are tall stone pillars, beautiful stained glass windows, and a massive, like, sort of like dais, kind of elevated in the center of this large cathedral room where you are currently sitting. And as the mist and dust is dying down, you look forward, you see an entire crowd of people looking towards you, expectantly and hopefully. Chad, you are the next to rouse to consciousness as you sit up.
What happened? I was just. This isn't my room. Where am I? Who the fuck are you guys?
Well, first you see is Sunny next to you. You have not clocked the crowd yet.
You? Who the hell are you?
Did you
Hey, wait a
did you
minute.
kidnap me? What the fuck?
Okay.
Why is
I'm
there a
dreaming.
crowd?
What
Why
the
is
hell
there a
did Mike
crowd?
put in my cup? It's Mike.
Robert, Robert, you
I sort of
wake up.
jolt up into a sitting position, sleep deprived and addle-brained. Oh, hello there, he says as he turns to look at the other two confused young men.
Why the fuck are you so calm?
I'm very not. I'm just very low energy, shall we say. Who are all of you?
You know, usually my dreams aren't this vivid.
Greetings, heroes. You hear a beautiful, almost lyrical voice speak.
What?
And you turn.
She sounds kind of hot.
You turn and see a beautiful young woman wearing kind of a dark bluish dress. Her hair is done into sort of waves that descend around her shoulders and looks very well kept. She has sort of same sort of bluish hair and eyes to match her dress. And she gives a broad smile as she stands surrounded by what appears to be knights in full armor with sort of sashes with a symbol across it that almost looks like the symbol you saw on that pad, an A and an M kind of overlapping across this sash across these knights that they're all sort of wearing. You also see flags decorating the cathedral at its highest points with the same symbol emblazoned across it, a white flag with in white letters, this sort of A and M overlapping. And the woman in front of you smiles broadly, and she has a very sort of gentle and warm smile to her. She doesn't look that old. In fact, Chad, you would say she looks maybe around your age. And next to her is a man in a blue robe with a big hat. It's almost like a wizard hat, but the hat is shaped like a fish's head.
Chad gets up off the ground and like dusts off his blue jeans and straightens his Letterman's jacket and is just like, hi, and he's like averting his eyes from the pretty lady in front of him, and he's like, nice to meet you. I'm Chad.
Rob will also stand disgruntled and be like, what in the bloody hell is going on here? Did you kidnap me?
Oh, greetings, heroes. Welcome to Reverie. I am pleased to have met you. She looks towards the blue-robed figure next to her, and she's like, there was only supposed to be one, she says kind of under her breath. And the blue-robed man, who you can get a better look at, he has like a long, pointed nose. You'd almost describe it as kind of like a swordfish of a nose. And he kind of has like mutton chops on the sides that are sort of salt and pepper. And he looks over and he says, whoops.
What do you mean, whoops?
Oh,
dude.
Whoops, I kidnapped 3 people.
Bro, I'm studying for finals. I'm about to graduate and shit. My dad's gonna stress me the fuck out when I get back.
Please do not be mad, she says, and she looks a little panicked, and she's like, I apologize if we've inconvenienced you. We did not wish to upset you, and she actually seems to like bow her head.
I'd say this is pretty bloody inconvenient. I have to go pick my sister up from school in a few hours.
Ma'am, is this all a dream? Because I think I just got, like, sucked into some kind of black hole right off my couch.
You as well, then. I lean down to help Sonny to his feet.
Yeah, I pick up my hat as well and take your hand. Thanks. But yeah.
I assure you, this is no dream. This is very much real. You have been summoned to help us, as the prophecy has foretold.
What?
Prophecy?
Why am I part of dude, I'm in high school.
I don't think they know what compulsory education is.
What the fuck is compulsory education?
But please, sir. And she kind of like gestures with her hand. She's like, I understand you might be a bit disoriented, but understand that we mean you no harm.
A bit?
I figured if you meant us harm that you would have done it already at this point, so I appreciate
I
it.
have been kidnapped from my home. I feel rightly harmed.
Yeah, Your Highness, can you please send us back?
Apologies, I should have introduced myself. Hello, I am Princess Giselle. I am the royal princess of the Kingdom of Reverie. It is nice to meet you.
Right.
Well, I would say it's nice to meet you, but I'm afraid I am under a bit of duress at the moment.
Yeah, back to answering the question. Can we go home?
She kind of like turns, and then the blue-robed figure turns to the crowd, and he says, "The heroes have arrived!" And everyone begins to cheer. And, a crowd erupts into applause. And you see Princess Giselle steps up to you, and she goes, "Not here. Let's talk somewhere more private." And she gestures for you to come with her and her knights.
I don't feel like I really want to go anywhere with a bunch of armed and armored strangers.
All right, well, stay here then. I'm going. It's the only way I can get any answers. I'm going.
All right, fine.
Yeah, sure. Lady Giselle. That's her name, right? You can call me Sonny.
Well, it is a pleasure to meet you, Sonny. And, Giselle's fine. I'm not one for formalities.
Right. So, judging by what your wizard just said back there, looks like he doesn't really mean for us to go home, and that's a little concerning.
Not here. She gestures to the crowd of cheering people, kind of under her breath. And you
Fine.
are escorted with a procession of knights and the wizard. People are cheering and waving. You see some people actively sobbing and look overjoyed at your presence as you pass by.
I'm just I'm kind of smiling and just like tightening my Letterman's jacket, just like shooting finger guns back and forth. I'm just like, I could actually probably kind of get used to this.
You shoot a finger gun, and a couple of young women, a couple of them faint and are caught by their friends as they scream in delight from your finger guns.
This can't be happening. This ain't real.
You are showered with flowers. You step outside of the cathedral, and before you is a sprawling fantasy city or a large town. You see tiled roofs, cobblestone buildings, stone paths with wagons and horses, and up on a hill above this town, you see a large, beautiful castle. Tall, white towers with red cobblestone tiled roofed points on the tips of the towers, and that beautiful blue banner with the white A and M overlapping, flying from the top of the castle towers.
Robert gives a slight exclamation as the sun hits his eyes, because he hasn't exactly been outside in like 2 days.
You see beautiful flowers and plant life everywhere, and a beautiful sunny day with no clouds. This place is picturesque. In fact, the colors here are more vibrant than your normal concrete jungle all of you are used to living in. It is beautiful, vibrant, colorful, and warm.
Sonny turns to Giselle and says, "Now, where did you say we were again? Is this like Oz or something?"
I'm not familiar with this Oz. Is that where you're from?
We're not in Washington anymore, that's for certain.
You're from Washington too?
Yeah, Oz is like a story somebody wrote a long time ago about somebody that was in a place and then a tornado came through, picked them up, and then they were in a completely different world. That's what Oz is. It's an example.
A rather fitting one.
Like, we're not from here, obviously.
As you guys walk with the procession of knights sort of surrounding you, people are cheering and yelling, throwing up their fists and throwing flowers from windows and whatnot. People appear to be overjoyed that you're here.
Why are people so happy that we're here?
Robert gives a slight wince. Ow! Who's throwing roses?
Giselle waves, smiling, giving the princess wave to everyone as you all pass. And while still waving and smiling at everyone, she kind of says, like talking as she strides with all of you, she says, because if the prophecy is meant to be true, and we believe it is, you're all here to save our world.
Oh, are we?
What?
Fuck! Oh!
Man, this is like some kind of fairy tale. I don't believe it. I'm actually in a fairy tale. This is what I've wanted my whole life.
Sonny, breathe, good sir. You're hyperventilating.
I mean, they got
I was
castles.
just wanting to hang out in my room and watch anime, man.
It's like Middle Earth. Oh my god.
Eventually, and you even see mixed in the crowds, you see what looks to be like dwarves and elves and other fantastical creatures as well, cheering.
Dude, that short guy. It's a dwarf.
Are those
A dwarf.
Are those
Look.
elves? Are we in fucking like Middle Earth or some shit? What is this?
We are in the kingdom of Reverie.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Huh. Is that why everyone's so happy and why we've come to save the world?
What do you mean?
Reverie. Oh.
So, exactly What does this world need saving from?
We'll get to that momentarily. First, though, put on some smiles, and you guys approach what appears to be a large sort of stage erected in front of the castle, and she ascends it with all of you following as the crowd gathers around. The blue-robed wizard fellow follows in your wake. You also notice he's quite tall and thin as he walks, and he has what appears to be that large wizard hat, almost shaped like a fish's head, and the eyes of the fish blink occasionally now that you have a closer look at it.
Sir, I think your hat's alive.
No.
What?
Yeah, no, it's alive.
Yeah, it just blinked at me.
Saw it blink. Yeah.
Oh, not since I last checked.
Well, perhaps you should
What?
check it again.
How do you...
We must continue to the stage. The people are waiting.
I'm so confused!
I'm not even wearing
Come along.
shoes.
We cannot dally. We must continue to the stage.
What is with this wizard and his NPC ass dialogue?
Dwarves, elves, fish hats. What's going on?
You guys ascend the stage to the top, and Princess Giselle steps forward, and she goes, "Hello, citizens of Reverie. Today is a joyous day indeed, for the gods have blessed us with not one, but 3 heroes," and she gestures to you 3.
And then I kind of just put my hands up, like in like a Y pose, and then I bow.
The cheers become raucous.
It sounds like an awful lot of posturing of someone who is not going to send us home.
Sonny kind of pulls his cloud cup hat further down over his eyes, embarrassed.
You're still wearing the hat. Do you take it home with you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Robert is going to, for lack of a better word, he masks up. He's like, okay, fuck it. In order to not just dissociate and leave my body for the foreseeable future, he is going to essentially enter character like he does at his SCA events that he goes to. And he just sort of gives some gentle waves and light nods as he smiles, albeit somewhat awkwardly.
And Giselle walks over and gestures to all of you, big smile on her face. The wizard from earlier also gestures with a smile, and the people cheer, and she waves and she goes, "Thank you for your support. Now, we must go to my father. Citizens, I believe a promising future awaits us. Thank you all for your support," she says as they cheer. And she turns and smiles to all of you, and she goes, "Now come along," and she walks past all of you off the stage.
Right.
I follow her very nervously.
I follow, I'm just wearing socks because I kicked my shoes off.
Yeah, you have
before I
no
went the
shoes
couch.
on.
So I'm just following in my socks.
And Robert also did not put shoes on as he was also in the house. But I suppose Chad is a shoes in the house kind of family.
Yeah, we have hardwood floors. We like to sweep them up on a regular basis, so...
You all make your way towards the gates of that large marble white castle with those red tiled roofs with those beautiful flags blowing in the wind, and make your way across the drawbridge, which opens as the knights surrounding you all follow you inside of the castle. As you walk, you enter into sort of a beautiful garden filled with hedges and beds of flowers, all surrounding this beautiful walkway towards 2 beautiful double doors, wooden doors, with the same overlapping M and A carved into the front of the door. As you approach, 2 of the knights step forward and open the large doors, and you step into a long hall, which approaches another pair of large doors with several stairways and passages cutting off or shooting off into different directions into the castle interior. As you walk straight forward towards the second pair of doors, where 2 men-at-arms also salute the princess and then open the second pair of doors.
Thank you, gentlemen.
They nod. And you walk through into another long hallway, which leads to a throne.
Wow. Sonny is just like tears in his eyes. He's just overwhelmed by it all.
How ostentatious.
In front of you is a long pillared room with a beautiful blue carpet that stretches all the way to the front of the throne and raised up on a stone pedestal where you see an old-looking king sit. He has sunken eyes and massive eyebrows, kind of like reminds you of an old dog almost. and he seems incredibly drowsy almost, or at least he gives that feeling. He wears a beautiful blue and white gowned or outfit, sort of a kingly attire with curled pointed shoes and a sash, much like the knights across him. And he sort of looks up as all of you enter. You can't quite see his eyes under his giant bushy eyebrows, but you assume they're in there somewhere. And as you walk in, the knights sort of take up perimeters alongside of the room by all of the pillars and allow you to walk straight up to the front of the throne where the king sits. The princess ascends the stairs to stand next to her father, as does the blue-robed wizard, who also follows and stands next to him on the other side. And she gives a little touch onto the shoulder, and she seems to say something under her breath, and the older man looks up at all of you and says, "Heroes! Heroes! We were sent more than one." She nods, and he says, "Truly, this is a sign of things have turned around."
Looking around, things look pretty good around here.
Is it though?
So, what seems to be the problem, officer?
The wizardy fellow looks towards you and he goes, "You are in the presence of King Gallant, our good ruler of Reverie."
Uh-huh.
All right.
Yeah, Sonny kind of elbows Chad in the ribs. Want us to get our heads cut off?
Who does he think he is? Fucking Jeff Bezos?
Dude, calm down.
Who is this Jeff Bezos?
He's a dick.
Oh. He looks really sad after you say that.
I hate to interrupt whatever conversation is about to start. Can I have something to put on my feet?
Oh, most certainly. She gestures. The wizard by her side turns and goes, "Fear not, I shall fix it right away." And he reaches into his pocket and he takes out a fish.
Oh no.
Like a floppy fish. And then he waves the fish around, which seems to like flail around as he waves it with his hand. And then he points towards you as the fish's mouth opens and a bluish watery beam of energy fires out and hits your legs.
Oh god.
And in a flash of light, you see two shoes upon your feet that look like two fish.
Do they feel like fish as well?
No, they feel like shoes, but they look like fish.
Uh-huh.
What fairy tale did I read about that?
Can I have some shoes perhaps made of leather?
You know, my dad would probably say something about akin to this. This seems real fishy.
Dude. Oh, come on.
And
Fishy.
I suppose the tuna shoes will do for now. But I am with Chad. What exactly do you need help with?
Look, Your Grace, that's what we call you, right? I don't really know this Chad. We just kind of met. I'm sorry that he called you a dick.
Oh, I didn't call him a dick. I was calling Jeff Bezos a dick. Just to clarify.
But you said you implied he was like Jeff Bezos. Never mind.
Oh, it's all
I would never call you a dick.
good. It didn't hurt my feelings that much. He looks like legitimately sad.
Moody teenager strikes again. Gotta say that the king's got some pretty thin skin if he's getting upset by a teenager's words.
He doesn't look upset. He just looks like a sad old man.
Well, he is very old.
Princess Giselle looks up and she goes, "Oh, do not worry, Father. If you need to rest, I can talk to these individuals." And he goes, "Oh, that's so kind of you. You're so wonderful, Giselle, just like your mother." And she goes, "Okay, yes, yes." And then she like pats his shoulder. And she steps down from the throne and walks over to all of you and she goes, "Apologies, my father is not in as good of a health as he used to be. Would you mind taking a walk with me?"
Sure.
I suppose we've been walking since we got here, so it's not exactly a change. At least I have these shoes now, I guess.
Father, I will give them a briefing on what they need to know. I'll let you know if there's anything that comes up. "Oh, of course, my dear daughter. Oh, she's so amazing, Marlin, isn't she?" He looks over at the wizard next to him. "Yes, sir, she is."
Marlin?
Yeah.
I hate it.
Okay. All right. Marlin the fish wizard.
Does he have an evil twin named Brando?
Band.
I I just want to say that as we're leaving, like, there's a second where Sonny looks down at his socks, and then like he like opens his mouth like about to speak to Marlin the wizard, and then he just like kind of thinks better of it and turns back around and leaves with the rest of you.
Robert will give you a look and just nod, like, yes, that was a good choice. Because I'm pretty sure my shoes are blinking.
When you walk, by the way, Robert, it makes like the wet slapping sounds of fish whenever you walk.
So Robert, are those slippers or are they flippers?
I'm trying very hard not to dissociate right now.
Oh, I'm sorry, buddy.
There's like these weird slapping wet noises each time you take a step, Robert.
He gets like 20 steps down the hall and he takes them off.
Well, as my dad always says, and I pat Robert on the back, I'm just like, as my dad always says, just swallow the pain and
That's
bury
decidedly
it down. No one
unhealthy.
cares.
Are you all right, young man?
Yeah, I'm great.
So, Robert, as you take off these fish shoes, they make like a squelching, sucking noise as you pull them off.
Oh
Oh,
God.
it's awful.
Why?
It's awful.
Why?
I'm gonna pretend I didn't just hear that.
Me too. I am also going to pretend I didn't hear that.
That is decidedly cursed.
You throw them onto the ground, they start to flop around a little bit like dying fish.
I don't throw them onto the ground. I will sort of gingerly pass them off to a knight, I suppose.
He just takes them.
Thank you, sir.
Wait, actually, he does not. He just stands there smiling at you.
Would you be so kind as to take these?
I'm afraid I can't do that.
Oh. Is there someone who can?
Try stopping by the local shop to sell items.
Oh, God. Are you an NPC, sir?
Wait a minute.
You should follow the princess, he says with a smile.
Oh my God.
Oh no!
Oh my God.
He is an NPC.
Wait, are we stuck in a video game?
Giselle kind of looks back and she kind of steps over and she goes, "Is something wrong?"
Your knight. He is quite strange.
I walk up to the knight and then I start poking him over and over and over again just to like see if his dialogue changes.
He just stands there smiling and eventually he just goes, "You should follow the princess."
Your Highness, are you an NPC as well?
She kind of looks at you confused and she goes, "I do not understand the question. Come along though. There is much we need to discuss."
Right. I guess we should follow the princess.
I keep tapping on him and he's just like, "Please follow the princess. Please follow the princess."
Yeah,
Please
like
follow the
every
princess."
minute or so he'll say it again.
I will set the shoes on like a little stand next to a vase or something in the hallway and then try to forget they exist.
As you set them down, you go to turn away. One of them just goes, "No, don't."
What? Did either of you hear that?
You should follow the princess.
I'm too busy hearing this guy. Can you please stop that, Chad? Let's just go do what he says. I don't want to hear him anymore.
In an effort not to be haunted by the souls of these strange fish shoes, no pun intended, I will pick them up and sort of gingerly carry them and hope my hands do not smell like fish.
As you pick them up, something appears in front of you with a flash. And it looks like a screen. And there's a button that says put into inventory or no.
I stand there for like a solid 5 seconds just staring at it.
By the way, Chad and Robert, Chad and Sonny, you also see this like hovering window box in front of Robert.
I turn to look at them and just sort of point at it like, can you both see this?
Oh. Yep. We're stuck in a fucking video game.
I hate it here, and I'm going to click yes, put in inventory.
The objects vanish from your hands, and a window opens up, which shows you 20 available 20 slots with 18 free slots available, and they look like little slots on this little screen. It looks like an inventory with 20 available spaces. 2 of them now occupied by or I should say, one of them occupied by the pair of fish shoes.
Oh, oh God.
Oh god. Okay. All right. Yep. Definitely a video game.
Okay, that's fine. I'm just going to
Yep.
wave my
That's,
hand to get rid of the menu like it's VR.
It disappears.
Okay, all right. Fuck me. All right, we sure are.
You should follow the princess.
Shut up.
I'm in a video game. I am in a goddamn video game.
You should follow the princess.
You should shut up, sir.
I'm going to storm ahead.
God damn it. What is the princess doing? I'm just curious, what was she doing this whole time? Was she waiting there?
She has stopped 20 feet away, just
no.
turned smiling at all of you guys, just waiting for use in silence.
I wonder if there's a bio menu.
Come on, Chad. Let's follow the princess.
You guys walk
All right.
past several knights and enter into a garden, which goes out of a side door from one hall. It's a very beautiful garden with a fountain, more hedges, and beautiful flower beds, the sun beating down. This place is just so colorful and vibrant. It has almost more life to it than the real world. It feels so much more alive and vibrant.
We're in the Matrix. I feel like if we sit and watch this long enough, we'll start to see repeating loops of animals and birds.
Well, either we are stuck in a video game, or Mike slipped some LSD into my coffee.
Well, I don't know who Mike is, and I just woke up.
Also, if we're stuck in a video game, we gotta figure out what classes and stuff we're playing, man.
The princess strides over and sits down on a stone bench and gestures for you to join her with multiple other little stone benches, sort of arranged around a little table. And she goes, "Please join me."
I sit down.
Okay.
Now, I'm sure you're very confused to what's going on, and that's perfectly understandable, she says.
Yeah.
Very.
Yep. Sure.
I completely understand it.
Mm-hmm.
There is a prophecy in our world that a hero will come from another world to save us from the ultimate evil that lurks within our world. And the prophecy spoke of a hero from another world, but there are 3 of you, which is a bit of a surprise. I expected only 1. So,
Right.
for whatever reason, the 3 of you have come to us, and there must be some sort of fate behind that. The prophecy said that you would arrive today, and you all did, as predicted, but I do not quite know why there are 3 of you myself, if I'm being entirely honest.
I point at the logo on the knight's sashes, and I'm like, what is that?
Oh, that is the symbol of the royal family.
And what is that?
It is the symbol of the royal family.
What is the royal family? What's the name?
The royal family of Reverie.
You don't have a name.
Oh, I'm sorry. Bit of confusion. I am Giselle Reverie.
I see. Okay.
Right. But there's an A and an M. How does AM lead to Reverie?
Well, no, that is the symbol of our house.
Oh, I see. Not initials, symbol. Oh,
It is meant to be
I
the
get it.
3 mountains. Because, there's an old story. I won't get into it. She says she's going to launch into this soliloquy. And she goes, "Oh, I'm sorry. I'm getting distracted. I apologize. I'm very excited to meet all of you."
Okay. Look, Your Grace, all I want to know is, at the end of this prophecy of yours, is there anything about the hero going home, going back to the world they came from?
Yes, allow me to give you the full explanation. The legend goes that a hero will come from the other world and gather up the 4 swords, a powerful set of magical items meant to defeat the ultimate evil. These 4 blades, when used in tandem, allow the hero to defeat the Shadow Lord, the Master of Darkness, who lurks within the Shadowlands. Only then will our people know peace, but if he is not stopped, he will bring eternal darkness to Reverie.
Alright, simple enough. Fetch the swords, fight the boss.
This is anything like Warcraft. This is going to be a terrible expansion.
I'm sorry? A what?
I just look over at him and it feels a bit more like a Zelda, perhaps an RPG maker? Maybe?
She blinks.
Yeah, well, I mean, that makes sense. I mean, it's there's 4 there's like 4 things we need to go get, and then once we get the things, we get to fight the big bad boss. Yeah, that definitely sounds more like Zelda.
Upon the collection of the 4 swords and the defeat of the Shadow Lord, all of the heroes will be granted passage back to their original worlds. So, if you wish to return home, simply defeating the Shadow Lord after collecting the 4 swords will allow you to do so.
You see,
Simply.
there's one word in that
Simply.
prophecy that I don't like, and it's the word granted, because it implies that you can, in theory, send us back right now, but you just won't.
Well, I don't have the power to do that. That would come from the gods, the ones who brought all of you here. If you complete the
Right.
prophecy, I imagine it would be within their power to do so.
Who are the gods?
Well, you know, the ancients, the ones who created our world.
No, I don't know. We're not from this world, so I don't know the lore.
Oh, you're not from here.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That was a bit presumptuous of me. Excuse my manners. As I said, I'm just very excited to meet all of you, and 3 of you, no less.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Right. By gods, do you mean like shiny, dark?
Oh, the ancients
Metal
do not have a
things.
form. They simply exist within all of nature and the world around us. They are more than the sum of shapes. They are everything.
Okay, so they don't exist if it's like the Bible back home. Huh?
Would they perhaps
What?
be a sum of numbers?
I do not understand.
Never mind.
She turns her head to one side.
All right, so we're stuck here. We've been kidnapped.
Right.
We're stuck in this wherever we are, Reverie, and we're now supposed to, for lack of a better term, go through find wherever the needle in the haystack swords are, collect them, kill God, and then we're allowed to leave.
Well, the Shadow Lord is no god. He is an evil lord of darkness.
But the gods, the ancients, in quotes, as he makes air quotes, are afraid of this thing and can't do it themselves.
Well, they are not allowed to directly interfere with the matters of us mortals.
But the Shadow Lord is.
Well, the Shadow Lord is no god. He is merely an evil entity of malice and destruction.
Kind of like a Lord of the Rings situation.
And you can't raise a homegrown hero to do
Oh
the
boy.
job?
If we could, we wouldn't have asked the ancients to send us one.
What's preventing you from making a hero yourselves?
Oh, well, no one can wield the swords other than the hero. You.
Right, okay. Player-specific items. Gotcha.
But what if time passes differently outside this world? So, like, what if I get back home and 100 years has gone by and Lucy's
Sonny?
dead and my whole family's dead? And
She reaches forward and places a hand gently on your hand. And she says, I do not know how the ancients change or manipulate our worlds or how they do anything, but I'm sure that if you ask them, they would be able to return you to when you left. I mean, it may only be a theory, but it's worth at least trying.
Ancients, please return me back to where I was.
While this conversation's going on, I'm just like walking at a wall, like seeing if I'm just like clip walking into it.
You walk over and you walk into a stone wall and it kind of hurts.
I was hoping that I would just stop and then continue walking. Darn.
Is there any sort of information I can glean about maybe the world or the setting, or maybe gain some sort of mechanical insight onto how this...
I would say at the present, no.
Okay.
Like everything seems fairly, I mean, everything just seems really real.
All right.
And also the people being a little weird.
Oh man, well, if I can't get home unless we defeat the Shadow Lord, then what's the first step? How do we find these swords?
Well, first, I would like to tell you that I know this is very terrifying in many ways and very disorienting, and so I want you to know that if you ever need help, I am always here to help you or do everything I can in my power to make sure that you are successful in your mission.
Understood.
Well, thanks, I guess.
Why are your knights such poor conversationalists?
What do you mean?
I tried to ask them something, and they didn't respond to my question. They only ever stated like cookie cutter responses.
It's as if they were going on a script.
Oh, they're just very serious about their work is all. Don't mind them.
Right.
I'm sure you've already been able to access your special magic, the magic of inventory. Simply raise your hand and ask for inventory and it will appear. And it will allow you to store useful items along your journey.
Inventory!
It appears, the box from before.
Whoa.
Oh,
It is a special power that only
Okay.
heroes are allowed to
Right.
utilize, so definitely take advantage of it when you can.
I wave my hand down and I shunt it away.
Is there perhaps a quicker way to access it than shouting the word inventory? Just in case we're in the middle of a fight and things are heated.
I don't know. I don't obviously have access to that ability, so
Is there
I
a
couldn't tell you. She
training
says.
I hold out-
section
I
of
hold
your
out
castle?
my hand and I say menu.
It appears in front of you, the inventory from before.
Just the inventory, not a alternate menu.
Nope.
Okay. Is there any way to sort of navigate out of the inventory screen into alternate menus?
No.
Shit. All right. Well, that's poor UI design.
I do not know the full. I don't know the full capabilities of what your magic is capable of doing, but I do know that it is unique to you, and so you'll be hard pressed to find anyone who knows anything about it other than yourselves. She goes, perhaps trial and error would be the best way to discern whether or not it has any other qualities.
I was just wondering, do you have like a training ground or like a tutorial area for beginners? I have no idea how this world works.
Oh, before that, we must first discern your capabilities as a hero.
Okay.
Ah,
Right.
character creation. What a joy.
She stands up. Come with me. Marlin's probably already prepared the crystal.
I don't like that he did it, but I suppose fish crystal it is.
Oh, do not worry. He is a very capable wizard.
Of fish.
as we've seen.
He seems fishy to me.
He's just a little eccentric, she says.
He's eccentric, all right.
My shoes pleaded with me not to abandon them. So I suppose, yes, eccentricity is one way of describing that.
She stifles a bit of a laugh after you say that.
Yes, it's quite funny. Except it's horrifying.
You guys make your way and exit the garden and make your way to one of the towers and enter into a large circular room. The room is filled with books and arcane sigils written upon the floor, and a large magical circle surrounding a hovering spherical blue orb that sort of rotates in the center of the room with little lights and symbols glowing and rotating around it. Standing next to the blue orb, you see Marlin, the wizard from earlier. He turns and looks at you, and his fish's eyes blink, and you swear you hear the hat say, "Help me!" But then nothing else.
I hate it so much.
You've returned! Welcome!
Is your hat okay, dude? Like, it literally just... What is going on with
Yeah,
your hat?
I definitely heard it that time.
What? My hat doesn't speak.
It literally just said, "Help me."
It's possible that it's player-only discernible Easter egg.
He looks over and he just says, I'm not sure what you're talking about. Perhaps you should check the library for more information.
Of course.
All right, let's just make our damn characters already.
All right, well, after you...
This crystal is able to discern the hidden potential within someone and able to tell them what their abilities would be. It is a powerful device that allows the person to unlock that potential instead of having to train for years. So even if you do not have these innate abilities yourselves by default, by touching this crystal, you will be able to unlock that potential within yourself.
I can already wield a sword, so I don't suppose I need that.
Well, that's good.
Oh, lovely. Well, I suppose that will just make it even easier for you.
Perhaps. We shall see.
Now, please, whoever would like to go first, step forward and touch the crystal.
I decide to... I guess I'll give it a shot. And I step forward.
Go ahead.
All right, well, after you, young man. Says a young man who's probably only in his mid-20s.
You step up to the crystal, Chad, and it's this glowing, beautiful blue sphere that looks smooth to the touch. And almost it has like a kind of a cold aura to it as you reach towards it, like kind of a chilly aura.
Okay. So do I just put my hand on it? And then I just put my hand on it.
When you put your hand on it, everything around you seems to shake a little bit, but not like shaking from like a rumbling, as if reality itself glitches for just a minute, just a second. And you are thrown backwards onto the ground.
Holy shit, are you alright?
I don't know what just happened. I don't think this thing works.
And Chad, you feel weird. Like, you don't feel quite right. You feel almost numb. But it slowly starts to pass. But you have this weird feeling when you touch things, like your senses are dull, basically.
You alright?
Princess Giselle steps over and she leans down. She goes, "Are you all right?"
I don't think any of this is real, guys.
Yeah, I could tell you that. I don't know what the fuck's going on, but...
I know, but like, it seems like when I touched the thing, everything became even less real. If that makes any sense.
I do not understand. This place is quite real.
I mean, yeah. No, but yeah. I mean, it's real because I can, like, touch it, but it just doesn't feel right.
Man, what is real anyway? What makes something real? Starts having an existential crisis.
That's an excellent question.
When you say that, Sonny, Giselle actually nods, looking at you like, "Yeah, bro, same." Giselle reaches out a hand, Chad, and does help you to your feet and kind of like dusts off your shoulders a little bit, and she kind of smiles at you. She goes, "Are you okay though?"
I mean, I guess. I don't know. I don't know if it did anything. Like, everything just kind of glitched out for a second, and then I got knocked on my ass. So, I don't know if it's a bug or what.
Marlon, did you properly... Did you do this properly? Did you make a mistake? And he goes, "Oh, no. It's strange. Perhaps it is something to do with the person. Perhaps your talent was especially strong, or perhaps it requires you all to go in a certain order. I'm not quite certain. We were only expecting one hero, so we really don't know what we're dealing with."
Right. Glad to hear it, and I very tentatively poke the crystal.
The crystal lights up and a screen appears. It says, "Select your heroic path," with a list of essentially classes before you.
What the fuck? It works for him?
Right. Well, I start scrolling through.
You see a list of class names. So, welcome to the true part of character creation. This is where you would select your heroic path using EasyD6's rulebook. So, basically, you have any of the heroic paths available to you: Warrior, Warden, Delver, Brute. Let me look through all of them. Rascal, Conjurer, Friar, Scald, and yeah, that's all. Oh, and Beast.
I shall select Scald.
All right, you scroll down to Scald and you hit the button. It describes the Scald path. It says stories are your trade and legends your inspiration.
Right. Character-wise, we don't have to do this for the sake of brevity. My character is going to scroll through and read through every single one of them because his OCD ass cannot be bothered not to. So he goes through and reads through every single class option before eventually coming back and settling on the Scald.
All right, would you like to read off what you get as the Scald?
As a Scald, I receive 3 strikes of health. I receive medium armor and prognostication of miraculous save of 5+. Not exactly sure what that means, but then I receive a boon for lore tasks and performances. I also gain the trait Scrollmaster, which allows me to cast magic from scrolls and start the game with 2 random scrolls. I get Traveler, which allows me to pick a skill. Examples are melee, acrobatics, street smart, observation, etc., and gain a boon in that ability. And Strands of Fate. As one who has studied the omens, you have the ability to manipulate luck in favor of the party, and party members can use karma against the rabble-rouser when I am near, subtracting each karma spent on the rabble-rouser's roll.
Nice. Very useful. And I believe you start with 2 scrolls, right?
I do indeed, good sir.
Alrighty, I'll worry about that later. And so when you hit the button and you hit confirm, there is a flash of light, and then you are now wearing glorious pantaloons, sort of a coat with a sash and a beautiful cravat and a minstrel style hat with a feather in the cap. Kind of like what looks to be sort of like a little dagger at your side, and like a traveling pouch as you look at your new outfit, as your outfit seems to transform around you.
All right then. How garish, good lord. As
Nice new threads, bud.
they're very, very loud.
Giselle looks and she goes, I think it looks quite good on you.
Yeah, you look rather dashing, I've got to say.
I suppose I prefer the sort of Oxford University chic, but I suppose it works. I stick out less like a sore thumb.
You look like a traveling bard, she says with a smile.
Well, I am a skald, I suppose. Would you like to try again?
Sure. And then I run up and I put my hand on the thing before anybody can say anything.
It does not light up at all.
I touch it.
Huh.
I'm sorry?
I touch it.
It does not light up.
Well, I guess I'll try. And I go up and touch it.
Lights up. All of the paths are available to you.
What the fuck?
Now, okay,
Well-
now hold on.
Guess you're third place. I scroll through the options. I suppose we'll have quite a bit of traveling to do on this quest, and Aragorn's my favorite character. So, I think I'll be a warden.
Aha! Very interesting. Would you like to read what it says about the warden?
Of course. As a warden, few can escape my overland tracking skills and deadeye shots. I've got medium armor, so I save on a 5+, and my boon is with ranged weapons and wilderness tasks, which I guess can include a lot of things. I'm a trail finder, follow traces left by passing creatures, know how to forage, sustain myself in the outdoors, as well as a number of other people.
Excellent.
That's
That
it.
will make traveling very easy for your group.
Indeed.
So yeah, you touch it, and once again, just like with Robert, we see Sunny's outfit change and transform. You are now wearing kind of a light leather armor with gloves and boots and a cloak with a hood, sort of a Robin Hood-esque almost outfit. You have a quiver of
kind of-
arrows on your back and a bow in your hand.
My hood, does it have like a dark green kind of shawl or a cloak with it?
Yeah, sure.
Awesome. Yeah, I'd say Robin Hood will guide you through the wild wilderness out there. Don't you worry.
I thought your name was Sunny.
Can I examine this crystal, see why it's fucking up for our buddy Chad here?
Yeah, detail-oriented, give yourself a boon.
Cool. And boon roll. Oh, I got a 1. I don't fucking know.
You kind of look at the big glowing blue ball, and then you look at Chad, and you look back, and you're like, look, bro, I'm new here too. I don't know what's going on. You walk around it a couple times. It's not attached to anything. It's just kind of hovering in the middle of the room. And you look around, you touch it from multiple angles. It always lights up where you touch it and shows the display, but it already shows that you selected your class and nothing can change. Can't really seem to discern anything.
Oh, I forgot. I get 2 karma for failing the roll.
That's right.
What's the starting karma again?
3,
3, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that puts me at 5, and I don't have any hero dice, right?
Doesn't everyone start with 1 hero die?
Yeah, everybody starts with 1 hero dice.
Yeah, you should have 1.
Yeah, all right.
Yep, you're not able to discern anything though.
Shit. All right.
I'm gonna go up and I'm gonna try and interact with it one final time.
You walk up and tap the orb again, and nothing lights up.
I focus on it. I try and focus all of my energy and my power into getting this thing to light up.
It does not appear to light up.
So I'm just gonna be going around in Fantasyland as a fucking high schooler? This sucks!
Oh, dang, sorry, dude. Sucks ass.
The princess looks over and she goes, that's odd.
I put my hand on his shoulder reassuringly.
An option pops up once you put your hand on Chad's shoulder. It says place item in your inventory. Yes, no.
What? I'm sorry?